When your employee isn't performing, it's vital to understand why. To overcome and find success, you first need to know what the problem, what the challenge or obstacle is.
Grow up leadership.
What expectations did you set? Making 20 sales a day. It's clear what's expected of them, but they don't want to do their job. Nearly my entire team is struggling. I've made it very clear what's expected of them. I used to make 20 to 30 sales a day easy. I can see them working all day, I guess, but they never hit their numbers. Making 20 sales a day is the outcome you want your team members to achieve. Do they know how to do this? Well, yes, of course. They make calls from the prospect list we provide and they sell the products. So those are tasks to reach the outcome. Do they know how to successfully make sales? We've provided them training on different sales techniques and give them a script they can use with different openings, counter arguments, and ways to close. They just need to use the techniques. They're solid. Maybe we need to retrain everyone. That sounds like some useful training, but I'm not sure retraining is the answer. I have a few more questions. When you say most of your team is not meeting their metric, their sales expectations, do you know why that is? No? Well, I'm not sure. We are giving them good leads. I mean, it could be they aren't making enough calls. Sales is a numbers game. It's a contact sport. I do see some of them on the phone all day, but I'm not sure why they aren't meeting their numbers. I guess they're struggling with closing. It sounds like there may be a few reasons why your team is not performing, but you're unsure who is struggling with what. What's your process when an employee is not performing or meeting expectations? Well, we give them feedback that they are not meeting their numbers. Ask them what we can do to help. We usually give them a few more months and keep them updated as how they're progressing with their numbers, but then we terminate their employment if they don't improve. I see. Any other support you provide them? Well, I mean, it's kind of sink or swim, I guess. Sometimes I'll have our top performers share some advice. I mean, they might sit with our top performer to observe and hear some of their calls. That sounds helpful. Is it clear what your top performers are doing to be successful? Is it clear what behaviors they are routinely implementing to achieve success? I'm not sure what you mean. I mean, she's pretty much awesome. Watching her work is like magic. She can sell ice to someone who lives in the Arctic, if you know what I mean. She sounds like an amazing sales employee. Yeah, I wish I had a whole team of employees like her. Well, that's your goal as a manager, right? I guess I never thought of it like that. I mean, that sounds impossible. I rarely find someone with such raw sales talent. And when I do, they get promoted to a manager position. That approach may be part of the problem. So would you like to hear some ideas on potentially creating a team of top performers? Yes, absolutely. I mean, that's why we're here, right? It's not so much about hiring someone with raw talent and just churning people through constant turnover, hoping to find the right employee. It's more about creating an environment to develop high-performing employees. First, it's important to get very clear about what steps, actions, behaviors lead to success. The foundational leadership book, Influencer, provides clear, fully researched guidance on how to overcome large problems and create long-lasting change. That starts with identifying those who are already successful. The author refers to them as positive deviants. In this case, your top performer. What are the specific actions she routinely implements to be successful? Is there a specific way she organizes her day with her calls? When making sales calls, what are the standard things she consistently does? How does she build rapport with the caller? How does she identify the customer's common problem and introduce the product as a solution? What are her common steps to counter and to close? You may already have many of these behaviors identified in your onboard training, but it can be helpful to determine what steps or behaviors from your top performer align with your training. Once you have your specific behaviors that lead to success identified, make those part of your evaluation and feedback process. So not only feedback on the outcome, their numbers. You can still have your current expectation of 20 sales a day. You know this is your target outcome. You will want to focus your expectations, your evaluations, your feedback on the specific behaviors that will most often lead to 20 sales a day. Second, communicate these behaviors through training and practice. So share the vital behaviors that lead to success and then allow your staff to practice these behaviors in some safe practice environment. Most likely these behaviors are not natural to everyone, with the exception of your top performers. Like anything new, you need to try it on, practice it to start to get some level of comfort before you have to perform. Make these behaviors the basis of your expectations. This is what is expected of your staff each day on every sales call. Next, you'll need to establish a routine process of evaluating your staff to identify these vital behaviors and deliver feedback on how they are performing. This may mean actually listening to their calls and observing their work, looking to see if they did or did not implement that specified behavior. Fourth, deliver tailored, specific feedback focused on the observed behaviors, sharing both areas of success as well as opportunities. Now, when an employee is not meeting the sales number, your specified outcome, you can review the behaviors to identify areas of deficiency. If an employee is struggling, you can now focus on practicing a particular behavior to improve, instead of the current approach to get your numbers up or your job will be terminated. There's certainly more to instituting a performance management process, particularly with how you deliver feedback and coach your staff, but these are the primary steps, oftentimes the steps people miss. Again, you want to establish clear outcomes to achieve, identify vital behaviors that lead to success, train and practice those behaviors, and evaluate and deliver feedback specific to the stated behaviors. I hope this helps to create an environment of high-performing employees. Please check out this next video and subscribe for more leadership tips and work humor. Yo, you got this.